Welcome back to Bully Ball, a San Francisco 49ers podcast. The 49ers lose 31-7, an ass whooping. The 49ers got their ass whooped. It's starting to look like kind of like the Cowboys, if I'm being honest. We just fucking are a disaster in the playoffs now. Once Brock Purdy got hurt, it was pretty much a wrap from there. Josh Johnson comes into the game. And, once Josh Johnson came into the game, I was like, hey, there's no, like the 49ers have no chance. Um, and then Josh Johnson got hurt. And then the 49ers really had a better chance to win with Josh Johnson than with Brock Purdy because Brock Purdy came back into the game and he couldn't even throw. The 49ers ran the ball every single down. He threw it twice, and it was just little terrible throws. Um, just that's probably the worst football game I've ever watched, if I'm being honest with you. Um, the most uncompetitive game. You couldn't even throw the ball the whole second half. Like that game was so boring to watch after Brock Purdy got hurt, if I'm being honest with you. Um, yeah, that was terrible. Congrats to the Eagles. They got the win. They did what they had to do. 49ers were on to the draft season. We're without a first round. We're without a second round. We'll have a couple third round picks this year. I think we'll have 10 picks in total this year. Um, But yeah, that was just an absolute disaster class. Most boring football game I've watched in a long time. Worse than watching scrub NFL teams play because you couldn't throw the ball. Like literally, I don't know. I've never seen that before. Like even the Navy college football team that runs the fucking triple option, they throw the ball more than the 49ers could throw it because the 49ers didn't have a quarterback. Go ahead and drop your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, unfortunate game for the 49ers. Who knows if the better team actually won just because from the rip, we are down our starting quarterback already. So who knows, but congratulations to the Eagles. Um, I think they're going to get worked in the Super Bowl by whoever it is, to be honest with you, but we'll leave that. I don't want to be a salty loser. But just an embarrassing game, especially at the end with those brawls, Trent Williams throwing that guy, just embarrassing. I know you're frustrated, but you need to just compose yourself. You're a professional. It kind of sucks to see it go down that way. Obviously, you're getting beaten up on both sides of the ball, but just to see it go down like that was kind of embarrassing, unfortunate. I didn't see, if I got thrown or whatever. That's what our dad said, so I'll have to rewatch that. But just unfortunate to see it go down that way. Great season by the Niners, though. We kind of talked about it earlier. Definitely overachieved this year, making it to the NFC Championship with your third-string quarterback, who was the last pick of the draft, rookie. That's unprecedented stuff. Something that's never happened in the NFL before. You know what I mean? There wasn't a Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown like ever. And Brock Purdy won 6 or 7, 8 games in a row. So that's unprecedented stuff. Another great season by the Niners. They've given the fans, at least myself personally, they've given me a lot of happiness and things to look forward to, a lot of excitement. There's a lot of exciting games. So yeah, just a great season. Unfortunate to end this way, just unfortunate to see it unfold the way it did because you don't know what the true potential of this team could have been. You know what I mean? You didn't get to see the 49ers, you didn't get to see the Eagles actually beat the 49ers at their best selves. So it just kind of sucks to see it go down that way. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's just a game. Move on to the next year, get into the off season. We'll be covering the draft, free agency. And yeah, just move on to the off season. It sucks, but at the end of the day, it's just a game. And, the actual 49ers players, couple days, they'll be partying out in Cabo San Lucas. So no reason to get all bent out of shape for it now, because
Some
they're
of
not
them
going
will
to be
be
bent out of
partying
shape for
tonight.
it. Yeah, exactly. So don't think about it too much, I guess, at the end of the day, because you know that the actual players, the actual people that are playing the game aren't thinking about it like that. So,
Yeah, and you saw the holes that the 49ers have and that they need to address, in this game. You're playing the best NFC team, and they exposed your holes. Your O-line's been a weak point all year. We knew it. You were able to get by with it through the whole year, and then it bit you in the worst moment. Your defensive tackles, weak, super weak. Can't hold up against a run. You need to get a big run stuffing nose tackle, next year. You
almost
saw
like
the
you need a
holes.
DJ Jones.
Yeah, you saw the holes. You see what you need to fix. It's unfortunate, but they showed you your holes on the team, and now you just move forward. You got free agency, the draft. The Senior Bowl's coming up. 49ers always draft 3 to 4 of the guys at the Senior Bowl, so check that out. But yeah, like you said, it's unfortunate. We didn't get to see the 49ers' best game. I would have rather it been a heartbreaker where it's like, hey, that team, they just beat us. They made more plays. Like that first drive when they drove down and scored, I was like, hey, that was just, they made better plays than us. They both played hella good. Their offense and our defense, it was a battle, and they scored whatever. But then once you lose Brock Purdy, then it was like, now it's a different game. It's not the best on the best. So it just changed.
Yeah, was officiating, questionable thing in this game. Who knows? I mean, I know a lot of big time NFL people, that cover the NFL, Rich Eisen, some of the Niners people, of course, some other social media pages, they were all calling it into question. So, that's unfortunate. But, the Niners played undisciplined on defense. They gave up key penalties on third downs. You just can't have them. You can't leave the game in the ref's hands at the end of the day. You can't leave it in the ref's hands. You have to make those plays. It's unfortunate. And it kind of sucks to see too. Bosa had a really quiet game. He went kind of. You just didn't see much of him this playoffs for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure his impact was felt differently in the run game and pressures and stuff, but he just wasn't making those big time sacks, which is unfortunate from a player that's going to probably be defensive player of the year. Obviously, I still want him to win it, but you just wish he would have showed up a little bit more in those key moments. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, shitty way to go down to end the year, but it is what it is, move on to the next year. Cal Shanahan obviously overachieved, like we said, with our third string quarterback rookie, last pick of the draft. Did he have some questionable play calling in this game? 100%. I don't know why you would try to block the person with the second most sacks in the NFL. You try to block him with a tight end, and with the tight end that's not George Kittle. I don't understand why you do that, why that's even in the game plan, but it is what it is, The Eagles got the best of us today. We dropped the link. If you guys want to jump on here and kind of talk with us, give us some of your thoughts about the season, about this game, anything like that, go ahead and copy that link into your internet browser and you can hop on and talk with us. I'm curious to see some of the other 49ers fans' thoughts because, it sucks. But kind of like the same thing as last year, 49ers have given us a lot of exciting moments, a lot of fun games, but in the end, they just can't get it done. So it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and like you said, the flags, there were a ton of terrible flags, but there were also a ton of legit flags where it was like, come on, man, you can't do that. Dre
Mm-hmm.
Greenlaw disaster class, just like early in
Yeah.
the season, man. We lost a bunch of those games early in the season when Dre Greenlaw had his disaster class games. We lost another game where Dre Greenlaw had a disaster class game, probably 3 or 4 flags just on him. Were they all good flags? Not all of them, maybe. I don't know, but a couple of them were legit flags, and you just can't be doing that shit, man.
Yeah.
Um, it is what it is. I thought the D line played really well for most of the game, like containing the run. Obviously, 4 rushing touchdowns, but they didn't give up any huge runs. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
contained it for the most part. Um, but man, you need to get a legit nose tackle or at least a legit 340 pound, 320 pound D tackle like Vita Vea on that D
DeForest
line,
Buckner.
man. Yeah, like I saw a couple plays where the D tackle was 8 yards down the field. And I know you're playing the best, probably run blocking offense in the league, but that's unacceptable. Like, that's terrible. Um, but yeah, man, that was the worst game I've seen in so long.
I mean, it was just bad because Brock Purdy couldn't throw a football, like just running it 4 times in a row. It's just embarrassing. Like, your defense is getting dogged. Your players are getting frustrated and trying to start fights, and then they're just getting shit on. Like, they're getting clowned. Like, just embarrassing, man. That was probably the most embarrassing 49ers game I've seen in a while. Because at least At least when Kyle Williams dropped those punts, those games were close. Like,
Yeah, we
this
got
game
dogged.
was not close. We
The
couldn't throw the football. We couldn't do anything. It just unfortunate, man. If you guys are tuning in, we have the link highlighted right there. It's in the comments. Go ahead and paste that into your internet browser and hop on here. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts about the game, about the season. Um,
yeah, we
Yeah, just
got
sad. It is what it is, At least like I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we didn't lose outright. You know what I mean? Like, we lost with a fourth string quarterback who couldn't catch a snap and a third string quarterback who couldn't throw a football. So I mean,
yeah.
like, it's not like the Eagles outright destroyed us. Did they beat up our defense? Probably, but our offense was not anywhere close to the offense that we've seen in the past couple weeks. So,
Yeah. If you had Brock Purdy the whole game, you don't score 7 points.
yeah.
You may lose the game still, but you don't score 7 points.
I
It would
mean,
have,
if you have Brock Purdy the whole game, obviously they get that play that Brock Purdy got hurt on, but they don't get that touchdown before half because you can't catch a snap. You probably get some points off of that. You probably go into halftime 10-14, 14-14, 21-14, something, if like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it just sucks. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I want to say too is you wish that you would have seen Brock Purdy at least try to fight a little bit harder to get back in that game. I don't know what his injury was. Hopefully, it's not something serious, that's going to affect his offseason. But you wish that he would have at least tried to fight a little bit harder just to get in that game, right when he got hurt.
Yeah.
Personally, at least. Yeah, it
I'm
is what
curious
it
to
is.
see, in the coming days what the injury was, because
Yeah,
like he was down, it didn't look like there was any shot that he was going to do anything. So I'm curious
yeah.
to see like what actually happened. Is he going to need surgery? And if he needs surgery on that elbow, we're in for it's going to be rough, boys, because now you're going to have two questionable quarterbacks rehabbing in the offseason, not getting better, rehabbing from injuries to play next season as your quarterback. That would not
Uh,
be ideal.
2 words for you: Jimmy Garoppolo. Nah,
Oh,
just
what you're
kidding.
I
No,
was
no,
gonna say
no,
you're
no, no,
saying
no.
three quarterbacks.
No, no, no.
Yeah, but if
Dad,
you if Brock Purdy needs surgery, man, that's
yeah.
that's just terrible,
You
man.
know
Then you
what's
have
shitty too? Sorry to cut you off. Um, but you know what's shitty too is seeing fucking Jimmy G and Trey Lance over there smiling. They show Jimmy G smiling at least like 3 other times too. Just like,
uh
oh my God, man. And obviously, he's not like doing it with ill intent, but it's just the timing and everything's just bad. Dad, go ahead and give us your thoughts on the game and just the season in general.
All right, I'll start off. Great season for where we were. The cards we were dealt with, dropping the first quarterback, second quarterback, and making the run that we did. Can't complain about that. There's a couple of things to remember on this. I wasn't too impressed with Philly. They're a good team. I ain't trying to take nothing away from them on that. I knew the game was over as soon as Purdy went down. Like, you're asking a fourth string quarterback to come in and win you this game. It ain't going to happen. We like to keep hope and, man, maybe hopefully something will go. Our running game wasn't going to win us that game. Our defense played. If we step back and look at it, our defense did a hell of a job, right? So when we're first in that game, Purdy goes down, our defense still balled out. So, right there, Philly had the chance to get on us and go. We know watching the game, if you're not doing anything on offense, your defense is going to get worn down. So I expected that to happen. I knew our defense could only hold so long, and that's what happened. So Philly walks away with this one thinking they beat us, like legitly. Where yeah, they took out our quarterback, which it was a clean hit. It was a luck of the draw hitting the helmet or whatever the hell happened. But we were still banging with them with our fourth string quarterback. That's the big thing. If I was a real Philly fan, that I'd be worried about. I don't think they're going to come back and beat the Bengals or KC if we were playing with them and we were stopping their offense, which was supposed to be so great until we got worn down.
one of
What
my
are what?
buddies one of my buddies is an Eagles fan, not Jaime, who was on with us, a different guy. And he said that he wished it was an actual close game and a battle because he said that they haven't been in one of those this year. So he's a little worried playing one of those two teams that if it actually comes down to that shootout, like you said.
I
But
would be.
we're a 49ers podcast, so let's not talk about this Eagles team too much. They beat us, we lost. Let's not be sore losers. Shitty situation that happened with our team. It is what it is. But what are your thoughts on the actual 49ers, on the season, and just everything, how everything went this year? What are your thoughts on the team?
I was real happy with it. Our team looked good. We did what hella teams couldn't have done. Nobody gave us the credit that we were as good as we were going not only to our second string quarterback, but our third string quarterback. That's what you can't ignore that fact. And we still made it into the playoffs and we made it to the championship game. So for us, yeah, we have some holes. We knew our offensive line was getting picked on. There's still a couple positions that we need to go, and fill. And like you said, with the quarterback situation, Purdy came in and did a hell of a good job. I don't know what happened with his elbow or whatever. I would have liked to try to see him at least come in and tried one series, like to try to throw like Mahomes. We want to see that grittiness. Maybe it was that bad, where shit he couldn't even hold the ball. For next year, I still wasn't. Purdy came and did a hell of a job this year, but I wasn't ready to start counting out Trey. Trey has a lot of talent. He's got the arm. He has the mobility. Yeah, he still needed some more time. We knew we would go up and down with Trey, as he was getting the experience. But I said it from the beginning, Purdy was doing good, but I wasn't ready to put him with Montana and Young. I still say, we let them two battle it out. Hopefully Purdy, just sprained his elbow or something. I don't know what the hell, and he doesn't need surgery, but I think we're still in a good spot where we're still going to be a contender next year. We still have room to improve, and we have third round picks. You're still going to get hella good players in the third round. Yeah, we don't have what we gave up for Trey, but I mean, we still had a hell of a season. Like, you can't take away our season from this game. When Purdy went down, the game was done, hands down.
Yeah, that's the thing that's kind of concerning too is you don't have any first, second round picks, obviously. Uh, and who knows what exactly Trey Lance gives you. Who knows if teams are going to be actually able to study some Brock Purdy, kind of like Kaepernick that one year. They kind of started, obviously, Purdy and Kaepernick are completely different quarterbacks, but, who knows if they're going to be able to kind of game plan around his strengths because obviously he doesn't have the strongest arm and yada, yada. So, yeah, it's going to be an extremely interesting offseason. Yeah, it just sucks to see it go down that way. I wish that Trent Williams wouldn't have done that. It just makes us look like poor losers. Obviously, I didn't see what happened, but it just sucks to see it go down that way. I just wish they would have kept it clean because it just looks bad on the team at the end of the day. So, just sucks.
But
Yeah, and
on that note though, you got to look at this on the other side. Like, I seen Ayuk get thrown down at the end. Like, the refs didn't throw a flag. That should have been a flag. Stop it right away. Don't stand to the side and watch it and let it develop. The other good thing about that, yeah, you want to be good sportsmanship. You know what I mean? But the team now knows the team's going to stick together in the good and the bad times. You want your players to know that your other players have your back. Debo said it when that guy twisted his leg and the guy stepped up, Shanahan ran out there. You need to know, if we're going to war, you got my back. And this is going to be a rivalry now. When we play Philly again and they get the true 49ers, luck of the draw, our quarterback went down. But when they come with us full strength, we're going to have a good rivalry on our hands right there. We ain't going to take your shit.
yeah, and I was telling Alex earlier on the halftime pod, this 49ers team, their championship window, it's dwindling. These players are getting older. Trent Williams getting up there in the 30s. What do you do? Do you keep trying to ride out these young dudes, these unproven dudes, or is it time? You send young Trey Lance and Brandon Ayuk for Aaron Rodgers or some shit. What do you do? I saw someone say that on Twitter, but I'm saying something like that. What do you do? Do you go? Do you sell out for a Super Bowl, or what do you do? You stick with these young guns who are unproven and rehabbing? What do you do?
The good thing is you still have a bunch of players that are still on contract through the year. Who's not going to be
I have
Jimmy
that up
Ward.
actually. I have it up.
Ji-
Jimmy G, Jimmy Ward, Samsung Ebukam, Emmanuel Mosley, Mike McGlinchey, Aziz Alshire, Robbie Gold, Daniel Brunskill, Hassan Ridgeway, Kerry Hyder, Tyler Croft, Mo Hurst, Tashawn Gibson, the boy Josh Johnson, Jordan Willis, Tabor Pepper, Ross Willie, Jake Brendel, Jason Brett, Tavarius Moore, and Charles O'Menahue. So about 10 starters on the team.
No, I just don't think. I mean, who actually provides value? You can let Samson Ebukam walk, and you're not losing anything crazy. You can let Jake Brendel walk, and you're not losing anything crazy. Tyler Croft, you're letting walk. Emmanuel Mosley, you're bringing back at least half of those guys. You can bring E-Man back because he was off injury. Jake Brendel, I don't think anybody's going to want Jake Brendel, so you can bring him back if you really want to. So I don't want to overreact right now and say, oh, the 49ers are done. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be good. You know, I think we got to give it some time. We have some weak spots, but give it some time and we'll be all right. I don't want to overreact and say, oh, shit, 49ers are done. We're going back to the dweller, fucking back to the top of the first round. We're not there yet. We still have at least 2-3 years of solid production that will be contending.
The core guys are there, but I see what you're saying, Joe. Like the window's now. We're in that window period. Like we, next year, 2-3 years, and then you're up for a rebuild when you got to restart signing your big name players. So I see what you're saying, but we're still in that window. We have some holes we need to fill. This game was luck of the draw. It was luck of the draw with Purdy going in that play and going down like that. I think if we had that, you take that away, that was a battle. It showed because our defense was shutting them down, and we didn't get a chance to see if our offense would have started clicking. We could have controlled that game at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm not too. It sucks. I'm pissed off, but if Hurts would have went down, we would have probably did the same shit to them. You go next week or this tonight, if Mahomes goes down, same thing's going to happen to them, and that's only their starting quarterback go down. You got to remember, we're already on our third quarterback. What's the Bengals quarterback? If that fool goes down, they're done too.
Yeah.
So
one of the funny things, when Trent Williams slammed that dude, was seeing Ndamukong Suh stand there like, what the hell? That's the dirtiest fucking player in NFL history. And I was like, bro, what the hell are you doing?
But you see, he didn't want none of Trent. He didn't want.
Yeah, you'd be stupid to fuck around with Trent. That dude's. You saw how easy he threw that dude on the floor. So I wouldn't want any of that.
Well, even that guy was over there struggling with one of our players the whole time. Where Trent was trying to grab him, and then finally threw him off. Like that could have been broken up a long time ago if the refs would have jumped in right away and started throwing flags. They had no problem throwing flags all game. Some of the calls were legit,
Yeah.
some were like kind of iffy. And then now when it's going down like that, you don't want to throw a flag because you're in Philly. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
that was on them.
Yeah, the refereeing was brutal. No matter if it was clean or not, they were throwing flag on flag on flag. Like you don't see that in a normal NFL game, even if it's warranted. That was just an insane amount of flags, and only on one team.
Yeah.
But it's time. We're gonna pay back this bet right now. I'm gonna post this fucking lyrics in the chat, and we're all gonna sing this fucking song together because we took a fat L and we're getting it done with because I ain't doing this later in the week. I'm getting it over with tonight, and we're moving forward. So our buddy came on the pod, for you guys that don't know, the Eagles pod earlier in the week, and we made a bet. If we lost, we'd have to sing the stupid fucking ass Eagles theme song. So we're gonna sing this stupid ass theme song to pay
Hold
our bet
on.
back
Who the
because
fuck is
we're
this
legit
guy?
fans.
LMAO, go Rams. You go back to your fucking poverty franchise who won one fucking Super Bowl, man. Get the fuck out of here.
And
If
then
you and your one
collapse.
Super Bowl, we'll see you at the fucking bottom of the first round just like you did this year.
All right. You need me to post this up or you can see it in your thing?
I can see it.
I can't see it.
All right. So it's this, and then there's a second part.
Hold on, you need to let me get my glasses for a minute.
Oh my God.
So if you guys are tuning in or watching this later, please subscribe to the channel. We're going to go hard in the off season. We're going to try to bring you guys a bunch of draft interviews with prospects. We're going to break down some prospects. We're going to talk about NFL free agents we should bring in, all that stuff. Keep subscribing, keep liking the videos. We appreciate all of you. Let's pay back this bet. Here's your guy again. Let's see.
Who the fuck is this guy, man?
I just want to thank y'all for trading that for that Bus Lance and giving us Stafford. We didn't give you Stafford, you bum ass idiot. He
Yeah,
decided
good luck.
to go to your
Good
guys'
luck.
team, and you're
Good luck
stuck with them
next
now.
year. Yeah.
Hey,
Have fun.
the guys that
Yeah.
didn't even make it to the playoffs at all. Whatever.
Good luck with Baker
They're-
Mayfield, buddy.
Poverty of the NFC West for the next 10 years. Good luck. All right, let's do it. Ready on 3. 3, 2, 1. Fly,
Fly, Eagles, fly.
fly. On the
On
road,
the road to
victory.
victory. Fight,
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 fight.
fight.
Fight, Eagles, fight.
Score a
Score a
touchdown.
touchdown. 1, 2,
1, 2,
3. 1, 2, 3.
Hit
Hit 'em
'em
low,
Hit 'em
hit 'em
low,
high.
hit 'em
Watch
high.
our Eagles fly.
Eagles fly. Fly,
Fly,
Eagles
Eagles,
fly.
fly. On the road
On the
to
road to
victory.
victory.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Eagles.
Suck. Fuck the Eagles. No.
Hey, enjoy it. Enjoy the win. You guys beat us. You took out our quarterback. Hey, I think the AFC is gonna fucking pull away with this Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I think if I was a betting man, all emotions aside, I would still bet on the AFC to win it. That offense, the Bengals offense, is just. I mean, I don't even know. The Bengals might not even win this game. It might be the Chiefs again, but either of those offenses are elite. Defenses, both of their defenses have been playing pretty well as well. So I think the AFC will get it this year.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull a NFL player, and I'll be in Switzerland or some shit for the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna be watching. So, they'll be in Cancun. The 49ers will be in Cancun for the Super Bowl. I'll probably be maybe in Switzerland, or I'll go to Italy or something for the Super Bowl. Relax a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, shitty way to end the year. It is what it is. We'll be back in the off season. I don't know how our schedule is going to work out with posting videos and everything, but we'll once we figure it out, we'll post it on our Twitter and on our YouTube. I think we can post like a message or something on there, right?
Yeah.
Something.
And then me and my dad are gonna start doing a morning podcast for you guys because obviously I'm 9 hours ahead of the Bay Area people watching this. So he's waking up at like 5 a.m. or something. I forget what he said. And we're going to start doing once a week, probably a morning 49ers show, kind of like what Croc does, where we'll hop on, talk about what's going on with the 49ers, just to get you guys ready for the week or maybe to conclude a week of what happened. Who knows? So stay tuned for that.
Hey, one more thing. Hell of a season from our boys. Like proud as fuck. They gave us a hella good season when we were 4-3 or 3-4 starting, dropping quarterbacks. Hey, it was a fun year. Let's not take that for granted. We were back in the championship game. We got that hump we got to get over. Hell of a year, though. It could have been a shitty season right when the first quarterback went down. But don't forget that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the one big takeaway from this game is you got to fight for that one seed. You know what I mean? You got to get that home field. You got to get that extra week off because you saw the whole game. Christian McCaffrey's out there fighting for his life, trying to play this game. Your quarterback gets injured. You want the other teams getting banged up in the playoffs, and you get to sit on the sideline and wait. So that one seed really came through for the Eagles. You got to try to get that next year. You can't be losing those easy ass cheap games to the Falcons and the Bears early in the season.
And the Broncos.
Yep.
Yeah.
That haunted
Yeah.
us.
Great year, though. We had a lot of growth as a channel throughout the season, made it to over 200 subscribers at the end of the year, which was our goal. So very thankful for that. We're going to try to continue it in the off season as well. So stay tuned for that. But just thanks for everybody for tuning in. And, it's been a great year. Hopefully next year we can get over like 1,000 subscribers by the end of next season or something. So, or at least over 500. So thanks for tuning in though. Appreciate it.
We'll post the thing one more time, see if anyone wants to hop on. One last time, we're giving you a chance to hop on the Bully Ball podcast, say a couple words about your thoughts on this game. It's in the comments if you wanted to join. But our dad probably going to become a season ticket holder next season, so we could get those good pregame videos. We know you guys love the short videos before the game. Our dad runs our new TikTok channel that's doing great, blowing up pretty quick. So tune into that. He has the channel name on that. Follow us on Twitter at SF Bully Ball. We post there. But yeah,
The TikTok is Bully Ball SF 49ers podcast. It's almost the same name as this. I got all the freaking Eagle fans harassing me now. All the trolls are out. The fucking trolls, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys have your bully of the week? Did anyone deserve bully of the week?
Yeah.
For you?
The referees. No. Honestly, the bully of the week this week has to go to Charvarius Ward, in my opinion. That dude was strapping all game. I think he gave up like one or two completions early, but then after that, he was strapping A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. So yeah, Charvarius Ward is my bully of the week this week.
I agree with that. Christian McCaffrey had that one great run. Got to give that to him. Great run. But yeah, Charvarius Ward was clamping. And then obviously for the Eagles, Hassan Reddick destroyed our game. That's what you expect from the defensive player of the year. But unfortunately, he did it to us.
I mean, he literally destroyed our whole game. He was the one that injured Brock Purdy. So,
but not even just that play.
Well, yeah, he had like another sack or two, yeah.
But you figure that's when you have three other guys that are studs on the line with you. Like for Bosa to be tearing it up how we want and expect, our other guys are doing pretty good, but they're not doing that good. You know what I mean? Like if Bosa's at 18 sacks, they need to be at like 10, 8. And then you'll see that. You know what I mean? Because you're not just watching one guy. You're not just shutting down one guy.
Yeah.
So like we need Joey. Get Joey on the other side over there. Get the Bosa brothers out there.
That fool, though, he makes hell of money. He just got signed a couple years ago. He's making a lot of money, so he definitely won't be coming to the Bay. But yeah, we definitely need a second pass rusher. A good one, too, because ever since like the first year of D Ford, we haven't had anybody close to that. Because I think Ebukam was the second leading sack player this year, and he had 5. So you definitely need somebody else who can come off the edge and provide some of that support.
And hopefully Drake Jackson can turn into that, but we'll see. Another thing, 49ers are going to have to draft another running back or do something, man, because they obviously don't trust Jordan Mason. Ty Davis Price doesn't look like he's a guy, in the league at this moment. Maybe he will become one. And Elijah Mitchell, it's unfortunate to say, but he's injury prone at this point in his career. He can't stay on the field more than 1 or 2 games. And Christian McCaffrey's not the biggest guy, so, he's going to get nicked up if he's running the ball as much as Kyle Shanahan does it. But, it was kind of a fitting end to the 49ers season. Kyle Shanahan gets Trey Lance injured in the second game of the season by, running him too much up the middle. And then he decides to block the second best D end in the league at the moment with a tight end. Gets his third string quarterback injured. I've never seen a team have so many 4 quarterbacks get injured in the same season. That, I don't know if that's just bad luck or if that's something to do with the scheme, because that's unheard of. You know what I mean? Like, someone needs to go back to the drawing board and fix something, man.
That's a good point.
I think it goes without saying too that Josh Johnson shouldn't be in the league anymore. That should have been his last snaps with the team ever in the NFL, because he needs to go to the XFL, the USFL, Arena League, something, because that dude's awful in the NFL. So.
Yeah, and we hope he's okay, though, from that concussion,
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know. Maybe we need to get a doctor on the channel. You know how those like Twitter doctors be diagnosing the injuries and stuff? But we need to have someone tell us why this 49er scheme is so prone to injuring the quarterbacks and also the running backs, because it's both of them get injured at a high rate in this 49ers offense. And it derails their season every year.
Yep. Yeah, well, I think that's going to be it for us. Just thanks to everybody for tuning in throughout the year. It's been a great year of 49ers football. It's been a lot of fun growing this channel and talking with everybody. And sucks because 49ers football has been a big part of my life these past few weeks. Well, this past year that we've been playing. So it's going to suck having that void on Sundays, but, we'll get over it, and we'll look forward to next year, and we'll be dropping some content throughout the off season. So tune in for that.
It's time to start doing some yard work.
Yeah.
Yep. And remember to tune in. We're going to try to bring you guys some great draft content here coming soon. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.